what is your
You know,
relationship like with your brother?
we don't talk. He lives in Florida, Pensacola. He's divorced. His wife left him after the kids got older. All his kids are over 20. They're older now. But they don't talk to me either. I have a nephew and three nieces. They live in Guam. They were in the military, some of them were. The last correspondence I had was with my niece, Starla, and she told me I was an abomination. She wrote it to me in an email. You're an abomination. You're not supposed to be transgender. God don't make mistakes. I said, you better talk to God then, because God made me the way I am. I can't help the way I was born.
So they're very religious still?
Very, extremely
Okay.
fundamental Baptist. Fundamental is the core. That's the worst word in the English language.
And your brother as well, right? He's very religious?
Oh, yeah, extremely. He has a website. I don't know if I should tell you it, but my brother's name is out there. He's on Kiwi Farms, actually. I even, what actually went in Kiwi Farms? I didn't even know what it was. And I doxed myself just because my brother claimed that I wasn't alive. He claimed I didn't exist. I don't have any sisters. Well, bullshit. He does have two sisters, one of which is dead. I also have a brother who died of Down syndrome in 1973. So,
When did you have this falling out with your brother?
well, it was all my life, but I finally moved out of the house. It was 2002. It's been 20 years.
At what point do you leave your house? The family, your parents, your brother and sister, where you were living. At what point do you go out on your own and leave?
When I was 32 years old, after my brother gave him the house, he threw me out of the house.
Oh, so
That's how.
you lived with your parents till you were 32?
Well, my parents till I was 18, and they moved out and gave the house to my brother, and it was his house. But my dad was still the boss, and he gave my brother the house while I was still alive, so he wouldn't have to leave it in a will to be taxed when you're dead, to avoid the
Right.
taxes. And so I was under my brother's thumb and my dad's thumb. It was a double misery for me. And my brother's wife, who was a fucking psycho, a former witch indeed.
You and your brother, and did he have his kids then?
Yeah. My
And
brother,
they're
I want to mention, he was married to a former witch who was in a coven, who was involved in child sacrifice. She says, oh, I'm a Christian now. I'm saved. I left that lifestyle. You know what? You never leave being a witch. They put a bounty on your head. So all these things she did when I was living there, the way she'd write sigils and leave vowels out of sentences. You know what? She claims she's a Christian, but then when I learned about witchcraft after I moved out of the house decades later, because I'm slow to learn things, I always said a witch is just someone who puts a hat on and rides a broomstick. Bullshit. What I learned, that she used to do, she never left that shit. I wonder if when my brother went to work or when he wasn't in the house, if she wasn't teaching her kids witchcraft and all that. So she can never say anything to me about my lifestyle or the way I live, considering what she was involved with in high school.